Hi there. Thank you for joining me for this video. One of the questions that I see coming up the most on my Facebook group, the RC600 LoopStation group, is in regards to controlling the volumes of each and every independent track as you're performing. Is it possible to increase, say, track 2 while you're playing without interfering in your show? And of course the answer is yes. I think most people use Midi equipment for this kind of thing. There's all kinds of Midi controllers available that have faders or knobs or both that would allow you to do that easily. But what if you don't have any Midi equipment, or you're like me, a little bit short on Midi experience anyway? Well, is it still possible to change the volume while you're playing of track 3? Maybe it's too quiet, maybe it's too loud, and I'd like to be able to adjust that while I'm playing. And of course, still the answer is yes. In this video, I'm going to use an expression pedal to do just that. This is an EV30 Boss pedal, and whatever expression pedal you have, if it works with your RC600, it should be just fine. Well, to select what track I'm going to change the volume on, I'm also going to use an FS6 pedal. Any external pedal, FS7 or other brands, a lot of people are using all sorts of different kinds of pedals out there. And once you've selected your track, your expression pedal can easily up or down the volume for you. Anyway, please hit like and subscribe and stick around to the end of the video. There's all sorts of neat little bits and pieces of information that will come up, and let's just get started. Here we are at the RC600, and I currently have my EV30 pedal plugged in as expression 1, and on controls 3 and 4 I have my FS6, and one pedal is going to allow me to scroll up through the tracks, the other pedal is going to scroll down through the tracks. So it will select any track that I want, and whatever track is chosen by that indicator dot right there, that is the track that the expression pedal will control the volume. Anyway, let's have a look at the settings that are involved in getting this done. When you press Menu, scroll over to the control settings, and in here, of course, we're going to the control and expression settings, and we're going to be using 3 and 4 because 1 and 2 is where the expression pedal is set in, so these need to be, they may as well just be shut off. Going into them, they are in fact deactivated, so control 1 and 2 won't do anything except through the expression pedal, which is over here. So control 3 and 4, the FS6 pedal, one of them has been set to current track increase. Current track means that it's going to select the track that will be currently active, and when you choose from the selection of commands that involve the current track, you will just be affecting the track that is highlighted by the indicator that I showed you, that is represented by the dot. So one of the buttons is going to increase the track incrementally. The other one is going to decrease the selected track incrementally. And that's what allows you to do this kind of thing. You can pick and choose which track is going to be affected by your next button press. Anyway, back into menu, over into the controls again. We're going to look at the expression pedals. Over here, it is expression pedal 1, and it is currently set to current track level, which means the volume. So this will control the volume of whatever that highlighted track is. And I've also set a minimum and a maximum value for the expression pedal. Well, I've set it to be 10. You can have it go all the way down to 0 if you wish, which will effectively shut it off, completely muted. And It's up to you whether you want to do that or not. And the maximum I've chosen to be 95. The reason being, 100 would be considered unity gain, and that means that the output is equal to the input of any given level. When it says unity gain, whatever is input, the output is at the same level. But these are the tracks, and so I don't want them to be as loud as the microphone going into it, because they could tend to compete with the volume of the microphone a little bit too much. So I'm going to set this a little bit lower than the input level, which would be 100. And I'm going to set it to, say, 93, 94, maybe 95 at the higher side. And that is all you would need. So current track level setting, the minimum maximum, just so that it only has the range of from whatever the bottom end of the level that you want it to do all the way up to the top end of what you want it to do. So this swing action, you can limit the range of what it will affect for the volume. Anyway, exiting that, those are the settings that you need to find when you set them up. Now, on track 1, I have just a kick drum sort of a sound, and you've heard this before if you watched my last video that I posted on YouTube. Let's add track 2. It's kind of a cymbal crashy sort of a sound. Now let's add track number 3. And there we go. Those are my 3 tracks, and I'm just going to use my FS6 to choose any of the other tracks. Let's just watch that little dot that's in there. I can move it back and forth using my FS6, and I'm going to reduce the volume with my expression pedal. And so the kick drum has gone. Let's move to track 2, and we'll do the same thing. And let's lower the volume, and it's gone. Now the only thing left is this one. That's track 3. And I'm going to leave that one playing. Let's bring track 2 back in, and we can bring track 1 also back in. And there we go. So yes, you can control them on the fly while you're performing. You do have to have a good eye though, so when you're standing, you can see which is the current track. And that may be hard to see. There's some tricks around that as well that I can show you in a future video. Anyway, let's stop all of that. There are other ways to select the current track. If you have some of your 4 knobs that are not being used, and a lot of people haven't decided on anything to do with all 4 of these knobs, one thing you could do is use one of them to choose the current track. So you could actually use a knob to pick any of the tracks that you want to go to. And then you could also use your expression pedal this way. So you can use this to select which track is going to have the volume currently in control of it. And that is just another easy way to get to everything. But you really can't do this while you're performing, I know, but at least you do have quick access to the current track selector if your FS6 is busy doing other things. Also, another thing you could do with another one of the knobs is set one of them to control loop level. Now that combines all 6 loops together, and you can increase or decrease the volume of the loops, the tracks, right here, if you so desired. So having them all play, I can just turn this knob to lower them to whatever I want. Just keep on turning, or you can press and turn for a much faster volume change. Press it in and turn it. Now this way, it's not limited the way the expression pedal was, so it will still have the full range from 0 to 200. If you wanted to go higher than the unity gain of 100, you can with this knob right here. So If it's not in use, why not set it to that? You can also set it for a rhythm level, another knob, and so you actually have some good use out of these knobs right here. They're kind of like a direct connect straight to anything that on the list that is provided, so that it gives you instant access to whatever you've chosen. Most people have it set for reverb, memory up and down, but there are these other settings as well. You should explore those menus if you have time, because there's a lot of useful things right there. Anyway, that's how I can control my track levels with an expression pedal on the fly while I'm performing. Just select your track and volume up or down. It's that simple. Well, there you have it. It is actually very easy to use an expression pedal to control the volumes of any of the tracks that you need on the fly as you're performing. Not hard at all to do. But I do recommend that you do that sort of thing at home before your show and lock in those volumes, because the expression pedal and even the FS6, if you're using one of those, are much better put to use doing a whole array of other possible functions. So if you do need to, though, you can use your expression pedal this way, and it actually does make your configuration stage quite simple and fast as well. But I do recommend you do it ahead of time and use your expression pedal for other things instead while you're performing. Anyway, if you've gotten any useful information out of this video, please hit like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great night. Bye now.